Hello everyone, welcome to class. Today we are going to be learning how to make this round fan autogele. So the base for this gele, the link to the video will be shared in the description box so that you click on it and watch it. Alright, so but for this fan, for the multi-plate fan, we need 55 inches for fan, and then we cut out four different layers, four. The measurement is 22 inches, 25 inches, 29 inches, and 34 inches. That's the measurement. And then please do well to subscribe to this channel. Like, share, please turn on your notification button so that you can know when I post amazing videos like this. All right, so you take a chalk and get the four plies that we just cut out, the 22, 25, 29, and 34 inches, and fold it into two and mark the center as you're seeing in the video. The same thing, you do it for the four of them. The chalk line is going to help us when we are sewing it together, and is also going to help us when we are pleating it. Okay, so that's what you do. Then you start to pin them together, center to center, meaning chalk line to chalk line. All right, so I am pinning it in descending order, meaning 34 to 29, then we now add 25 to it, and eventually 22. So this is me here sewing uh 34 and 29 together. All right, I told you I was doing it, I was going to be joining it in descending order. You would notice that the edges are not equal. They are not equal because the measurement itself is not equal. So the gele cannot be equal. All right, at this stage though, but eventually as we work on it, you will see it will become equal. All right, so after doing this, you now get the 25 inches and add it to the 29 inches, and that's the next thing you're going to see. So you get a pin and pin it together and sew. So this is a picture of what we have sewn. That's what it should look like when you are done sewing it. Okay, so now it's time to do the multi-pleats. That's the material here. So we start to pleat. The middle line we drew will help us now. So see how I do it. Watch. See what I'm doing. This finger helps to bring the ashoke on top, on top, on top. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, let's go. One. No, yeah, I'm not necessary to count. I'm just counting. It's not like it's a must to count. Uh, and continue doing that. You do it till the end. Please pay proper attention. Okay, I'm noticing an error. Let me go back. You must do it. The one thing about autogele is it has to be perfect. There's no shortcut to it. It has to be perfect. Then I want to give you a tip. Always make sure that the place that you join the plies together is in the middle, not on top here. It must hide inside. See, this one is about to hide inside. If you are pleating it and you notice that that joining is on the surface, meaning here, you will go back and start your pleating all over. So now my hand is full. So see what I will do. The chalk line is guiding me. Remember that. Everything has to be on the line, the same line. Now I do this. Now another tip. Never end the tip of your multi-pleat like this. It must always end this way. But we can't leave this one flying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the one that maybe I folded in too much fabric inside. I think I folded there in too much. Then I will adjust it, make it smaller. Now see, I've gotten what I'm looking for. I hope it makes sense now. That's the way it must be. Then we get your needle. Your needle must be threaded. The sixth thread I passed in the needle. Look at it. Sixth thread is what I passed in the needle and is knotted. If you don't knot it, you will not get it. Please watch well and see how I'm doing it. Then you sew it again so that the knotted part will not pull out for any reason. It must not pull out for any reason. Then I start sewing. Watch what I'm doing. Please don't lose track. Oh, if you lose track, rewind the video. Watch it over and over again. It will make sense. Always come back to the video in case of any time you've forgotten what is done. Take your time and do it. Then you push it out. Hmm? Push it out. Then I'm going this way. I'm sewing to this line. So gather here, gather here, gather here. See what I'm doing. Then so see the movement of my thread. Your thread must never be visible. Don't move. I want to move from here to here. You must not pass your thread on top. See, I can't do this. That will be error. That means the thread will be visible on top. So I want to move from here to here. I go under, push my needle inside, bring it out to the point where I want to start. So see what we have. Then I push my needle down, just very close to where the thread came out from. I push it in, start to sew again. This is basically how to make autogele. You know that round autogele, that's what we're trying to do. Even though this is a small one because it's just four layers, four plies, because there will be fan on it. So I hope you monitored my movement. The thread must not show. I moved from here to here. You're not seeing any thread. It's hidden inside. That's the thread. So then I start picking it again. So you keep the the needle steadied in one place, and then you are the one that will be bringing the ashoke to it with the other hand. You bring the ashoke to it. Now I must point something out. Make sure that no ply, no pleat sinks inside. Everything must be equal on the surface. I mean here. No pleat must sink inside. They must all be equal. Then another tip again is, as you're pulling out your thread, don't drag it, don't make it tight. This one is too tight as it stands. So I will open it up small. You see the way it is relaxed. If you make it tight, you are going to get a very rough work. I'm moving my needle again. So, sorry. Go back, start, start, start. Okay? So, pass the needle very close to the then. So what I'm doing now is showing you everything, how to do it on one side. The other side, which is from here to this place, I may not show you so that the video doesn't get extremely long. So, but I'm taking my time to show you the everything here and show you tips and tell you tips to get a perfect gele. So now that we have stopped here, see what is left at the shortest part, that one that measures 22 inches. Look at what is left. But the long one is still remaining, it's longer because they are not equal. Now, when you have about 4 inches remaining here, which is what we have here, about 4 inches, then
you gather the edge, I mean here, here, you gather it. Leave this needle to be hanging, just leave it where it is, this particular one you are working with. Then do what I'm doing, just follow me and you will get it. If you do exactly what I'm doing, you will get it. Autogele is not that hard, even though for a beginner it might be challenging, but if you do it the way I'm doing it, you won't have problem. See what I have now. Now we are going to push the long one, backward, eh? Watch and see, so that they can be equal as much as possible. They can't be equal entirely. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. There are two things you're trying to do here. Like I said before, make sure no pleat sinks inside. No pleat must sink inside. So as I'm arranging it, I'm pushing this one backward. See where it's going? I'm pushing it towards the middle. The bottom one, which is short here, is static. I'm not moving it, but I'm moving the rest. See what is looking like. And now you're seeing it's becoming equal. Remember, it was quite longer before. Then I drag it down slightly. The short one, I drag it down. The longer one, I take it up. That's the secret. Now, remember I said they must not be perfectly equal, so this is okay. Look at the short one, look at the long one. That's C. Hold it this way. See what we have. Hold it, get a scissors, trim off the long one. Don't touch the short one. That short one that measures 22 inches remains like that. Never you trim anything from it. What you just saw me trim is from the long one that is remaining. Then you use another needle, not the one you were using before. This is another one, threaded needle, and sew it together at the point where I'm sewing it now, almost at the tip. Sew it in out about 4 times or 5, then you are good to go. When you sew, you drag it to be very tight. Drag it to be very tight when you sew. Okay, then I knot. With this now, so now what we are going to do is, since we are done sewing here, we start working on this side. We finish it, and the way we are going to finish it is this. Just continue what you were doing, move inside, then it's just the same thing we were doing earlier on. The same thing, there's no difference. I don't know, I hope it's making sense. It's the same thing, right? Then make sure, remember I said don't make it tight. As you're pulling the thread, don't make it tight. It should not be tight. So now remember that we had excess here that we're pushing back. So when you want to sew this side, don't let that excess come down. Don't let it come down. See, you have to push it up again, so that all those excess is in the middle. We need it, not here. We don't want it to have this bulge here. All right, so that's why you saw me do that. Okay, let me turn it this way so that it will be easier for me. You see, this pleat sank inside, so you raise it up. Don't let any pleat fall back inside. Raise it up. Make sure you do that. All right, so now it's done. Hmm? This side is done. You can do the slight adjustment. Here is too open, and we don't want it to be too open. So what I'm going to do is just to pull it slightly, slight pulling. That's all. Not too much pulling. Please don't make your gele tight. If you pull it to be tight, you will not want it. It's going to give you a result you don't even plan for. All right, so the next thing to do is to knot it. Now see how to knot. From where the thread came out from, pick up a little bit of thread like this, just very close to it. Pick up a little bit of fabric, sorry, not thread, fabric. Hmm? Then wrap it round the needle. One, two. Two is okay. Don't do three. Then drag it like this. It has knotted. It's not going to lose. Then you trim it off. Then for better security, to be sure it doesn't unravel later, you can use lighter, burn off that thread, just the thread. It will not unravel for any reason. Do you understand? So this same thing I did here, I'm going to replicate it on this side. On this side, exactly what I did. When I'm done, I'll show you.
So here is what the multi-plate looks like when it's done. I've done the both sides and look at what we have. So yours should also look like